I'm Chris Northover. I was lucky enough to ride both of these bikes at the initial photo shoot in Croatia. Beautiful mountain scenery, perfect roads, and those sort of never-ending curves that every sports bike rider dreams of. Now, the F900R is a dynamic, aggressive motorcycle. It's sporty and purposeful. Looking to the XR, it's a no-compromise mix of long-distance riding performance and sportiness. The 900 XR, it's aggressive, it's muscular, and it is undeniably sharing a resemblance to its bigger brother. The little hint of a beak, the aggressive headlights, and then as we walk round to the side, more and more things hint at XR for us. The floating side panel, the whole front end makes you think of the XR range of motorcycles. As we come round to the back of the bike, it's a very slim rear end. It's more of a hint to the sporty side of this long-distance performance motorcycle. Now, the 900R, it shares a seat unit with the XR, but it's a much more aggressive-looking bike, much more orientated towards the front wheel, a more aggressive stance, a more purposeful poise. It has a new face, and that face means business. Now, both the XR and the R share the same heart. It's a revised 895cc twin-cylinder engine, making 105 horsepower at 8,500 RPM, with a peak torque figure of 92 Newton meters. Now, part and package of the engine is obviously going to be the exhaust system. It's a slim, compact system with a really sporty look, but more important than that, it sounds great, and that's a massive part of the riding experience. Now, I mentioned 92 Newton meters of torque. That's not the full story. What's more important is that from 4,500 RPM, both these bikes make 87 Newton meters or more. So you've always got usable drive, instant power whenever you need it. Now, don't panic. I know I said both of these bikes made 105 horsepower, but for European markets, there is an A2 license compatible version available. So I want to talk to you about riding modes. Both the R and the XR have 2 riding modes as standard, with the option of Riding Modes Pro. Now, Riding Mode Pro has some really neat features. First of all, 2 further riding modes. There's a sports display on the dash, which gives you a big prominent rev counter. I think perhaps my favorite bit, there's actually a lean angle indicator, which lets you know how far you've been banked over in the turns. Now, MSR is an engine braking control. What this means is when you're braking really hard into a turn, aggressively downshifting, it reduces the amount of engine braking that you see at the rear tyre, keeping the bike more stable and letting you attack the corners faster. DBC is a really good safety feature. What DBC does is it detects when you're in an emergency braking situation, so when you hit the lever hard to stop in an emergency, it realizes what you're doing and it backs off the throttle and keeps the bike more stable, preventing those sometimes accidental openings of the gas so you can stop faster and safer. Now, both of these bikes come with full LED lighting as standard. They also come with the option of Headlight Pro. Headlight Pro includes the iconic daytime running light, and a really neat feature, unique in this segment, is the adaptive cornering light. Have you ever been out on a ride at night, you tip into a turn, and you can't quite see where the apex is? Adaptive cornering light, it fixes that. As soon as you're over 10 kilometers an hour and you're banked in more than 10 degrees, it lights up the inside of the turn so you can see exactly where you're going. Let's talk about riding positions. Compared to the predecessor, the F900R has a much more aggressive, sporty ergonomics. Straight away, I can see my feet are further up and further back. The reach to the handlebars puts me straight down in a far more aggressive riding position, right in contact with the front tyre to get the feedback and feel I need when I'm riding fast. Now, compared to the R, the XR is a more relaxed riding position. The footrests are a little lower, a little further forward, and the wider handlebar gives me a more upright, almost GS-style riding position. And that's much better for riding long distances. So sticking with the ergonomics, both the XR and the R have 6 available options for seat height, covering a range of almost 10 centimeters. The lowest available on the XR is 775mm, and on the R, the seat goes right down to 770mm. In addition to the seat, the R lets you have a further back handlebar, so you can get a little bit easier reach if you've got shorter arms. The chassis, and in particular the suspension, is another area where the XR and the R are tuned to suit different conditions. Now the R is a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more dynamic, with a firmer setting on the suspension to help you when you're really attacking the corners. The XR is a little bit more compliant and better suited for longer runs. Now both models can be spec'd with a dynamic ESA system, and that's unique in this sector. This means you can adjust the preload of the rear shock electronically, and as such the ride height. You can adjust the damping setting for a more compliant or a firmer setting within the shock. And finally, you actually have active damping, where the suspension constantly tunes itself to the road conditions, giving you the best feeling from the suspension. Both bikes come as standard with a full-colour TFT display. This is a super advanced system that lets you have all the information you need on a clear, easy-to-read system. And all the control is easy to use with the multifunction controller on the left-hand switch cube. We're not just limited to information on the dashboard though. This, the dash on your bike, and this, your smartphone, are now one and the same. They're connected together, and that's through the BMW Motorrad Connected app. This is an app that's constantly changing, constantly evolving to unlock the potential within your bike's data and within your smartphone. Now take this for instance. You have a great ride, you know that on one particular bend you felt like you'd leant further than normal and it felt great. You simply jump into rides in the app, all the data from your ride is recorded, you can scroll to that corner, it's that corner there, 34 degrees, so you've got all that data saved in your phone that you can go back and relive after the ride is done. But it's not just recording data, you can also record routes, share routes, create routes, and import routes from your friends. So if you have a ride that your friend really liked, he can send you the route, put it on your phone, hit go, and follow all the instructions on the dashboard of your bike. And it's not just routes, it's not just recording the race statistics, pictures are linked in as well. So if I take a picture on my route, on the phone it's recorded where on the route the picture was taken, but then I can share that picture with an overlay of the data from the ride, so my maximum lean angle, maximum speed, with my friends as well. This is a new level in technology that unlocks the potential of your bike with the potential of your smartphone, letting you relive your rides and share your best experiences. Accessories. Both bikes are available with a massive range of options to tune them to your tastes. For example, on the 900R, we've got the seat cowl on the back and the engine spoiler at the front. Long range your thing? No problem. There's a range of luggage options, including soft cases like these, so you really can tune the bike to be exactly what you want it to be. Bikes inspire us to challenge ourselves. Every time we ride, every time we go somewhere new. So now it's your chance. Now it's your turn to be part of the hashtag Never Stop Challenging. Go and find yourself a new challenge and share that challenge with us. Let's go ride.